Hey guys, good morning. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, it's only Tuesday morning and I feel like it should be Friday already. What a hectic start to my week. I hope that you guys are having a good start to your week, at least better than mine. All right, first thing I need to do is get some coffee going. I already got it preset, meaning I got, water, coffee grinds, whatever. So let me go ahead and get that started right now. Let's see. Start, yeah. Okay, so let me put you down for just a moment here. So I can have a chat with you guys. Like, I don't, I, when they say that phrase, when it rains, wait, is it when it pours, it rains? Something in that analogy. I can't think of the exact words. Then again, I can never think of anything fully through. Anyways, guys, so for a week now, a little bit over a week now, my daughter has been like on a roller coaster of like not feeling well. And I'm like when I say that, it was more like, well, at least to us, it seems like it's like allergy related, right? And then last week we had her not go to school for Wednesday and Thursday, or the week prior to Halloween, right? The week prior to Halloween, she wasn't doing well in school. She was kind of like misbehaving, and we're trying to figure out the reasoning why. So we kind of just put it in a sense of like, okay, it's a combination of different factors. You know what? Let me sit down somewhere because I didn't think I was going to be so long-winded. Well, technically it's not long-winded, but let me just sit my butt down and plus I want to show you guys something. Okay, let's go into the living room so I can sit my butt down. Okay, so let me re-explain the situation. Let me re-explain the situation slightly differently. All right, so the week of Halloween, or the week prior to Halloween, excuse me, our daughter, she wasn't feeling quite well, so we just took it as like her having allergies. So during that week, she was struggling. I'm just wondering if she was struggling because it was a lot of different factors. The factors were her feeling ill, having like the sinus issues, and on top of that, getting excited about Halloween, and also getting excited about that coming up weekend. She was going to go to to one of her cousin's house. That she's been asking to do for a minute, but we're always busy, so it's really hard. And plus, the other family is quite busy also, so it's kind of hard to like connect when everyone's so busy. I mean, that's just how life is. And of course, kids don't understand that. Anyways, so you add that to the equation, and then you add on the factors that, as a kid, especially in K4, and any kid in general, you pick up on bad behaviors that you see in class. So as a kid, you see these bad behaviors and you see that this other kid is getting attention. Of course, you want some of that same attention. Now, that attention may not necessarily be good attention or attention that you're seeking, but you're going to mimic what other kids are doing, right? And that's exactly what she was doing. So again, this is all before Halloween. So I'm not sure what it was. It was Tuesday. We had to pick her up from school because she was just completely not listening at all. She was struggling that day. And then on Wednesday, was it Wednesday? I can't remember. No, this was Monday. And then Tuesday was the incident. Excuse me. I can't remember. And no, it was Monday. We went to pick her up early. Excuse me. Sorry. It's just a muffle. And then Tuesday, I had to go back to the school. This time, kind of intervene, kind of help, get her back on track on a school day to keep her there, hopefully, because we ended up bringing her home on Monday. Which didn't work out. If anything, I felt like afterwards, now reassessing the situation, I think my presence there made her a little bit even more hyper. So she wasn't listening. She was running around in the school. It was just a hot mess. So, and again, we were trying to brainstorm and say, what has been going on with her? I was like, okay, add on those factors, but then also add on the factor that us as parents, we put a lot of expectations on her because she's never been to kindergarten, she's never been to preschool or in daycare in general. She's always been at home since I've been a stay-at-home parent. So she's never had necessarily that type of structure routine. And I say structure routine to say not that we don't have structure here, because we do, but it's more relaxed. You know what I mean? So you're not around with other students. You don't have a set schedule. Okay, we need to eat here. This is break time. This is lunch time. This is snack time. This is what we're going to be doing. You know, all of that, right? So when she started school, we're like, okay, you got to make sure you're listening. You got to make sure you go to the bathroom. You got to make sure that you're doing this. A lot of expectations placed on a 4-year-old, let alone us as an adult. I'm sure it's very overwhelming. So we took it as like all of this in a big old bowl of soup. And for a child of 4 years old, not able to like vocalize or internally process big emotions was pretty challenging for her. At least that's how we were taking it, right? Which I still believe that is a factor. She's doing a lot better now because now she's being a little bit more independent. Anyways, so fast forward, I'm not sure where I was going with this. So fast forward to, I guess, today, the past, I don't know, the week of Halloween, she was struggling with a cold, but it wasn't as bad. Now, this is a new week. So this is kind of like the third week now, right? Now, last night was just the worst. Like, she could not breathe. She has runny nose. Like, you could tell it's a sinus issue. And I'm like, and then she was complaining that her ear hurts. So I'm like, I'm hoping that this isn't anything major, because in the sense of something that we just neglected and just kind of, I don't want to say neglected, because that's not it's kind of a negative tone, because it wasn't that we were neglecting that she wasn't feeling well. It was like, we were just like, okay, it's a combination of different factors, right? So I'm hoping that this isn't a bigger issue. So we end up keeping her home today. So right now she's actually at urgent care with my spouse, because I had to take the boys to school and he went to take her right when they first opened, right? Problem that I have though with the school, and it isn't necessarily the school's fault because they have to follow laws and regulation. Our daughter has already missed a total of 5 days of the school year, but there's some of the days were either full days or half a days. On the half a days, or on the days that they've asked us, hey, can you come and pick her up, because she either threw up in school, so if she throws up, they want her to, end up leaving. Then we end up keeping her on certain days when she wasn't feeling well. I don't know about you, but as a parent, I always want to put myself in other parents' shoes. I would hope that if my child is sick, that I wouldn't send my child to school, so this way another child wouldn't also get sick, because I'm seeing it as that it's a domino effect, right? So if I send my child to school who is sick, that could potentially then get another kid sick, that can get another household member sick as well, because a lot of us live in homes that are cross-generational, that you have a grandparent there. So I'm thinking to myself, because that's how it was with my my siblings, where my grandparent would live there. And I'm thinking like that, right? No, the school system doesn't look at it that way, of course. So we get a letter, and nice enough, we did receive a call saying, hey, just so you know, you're going to get a letter. There's nothing I can do about it. This is a letter. I understand, what you guys do. And the letters basically say, per the state of regulations of laws of Wisconsin, blah, 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 you cannot have your child exceed more days off out of school without medical excuses. And the 5 days prior was 2 of them that they've asked for us to pick her up, right? So they connected that as one. And then there was like 1 day here and there where we ended up not sending her because she wasn't feeling well. And then those two instances where clearly she was struggling the week before Halloween, we were like, okay, you know what? She needs a break. Let's give her a break. My thought is, I feel that you should give a child, just as much as an adult, a break from whatever they're doing. May it be work, sometimes it helps your mental health. That's how I see it, right? But clearly they don't see it that way. Anyways, so, and I'm not going to be running every time my daughter has the sniffles or has a cough to the doctor's office to simply get a medical excuse so that she can be out for 1 day or 2 days. I think that's just a waste of time in general. As long as she doesn't have a fever, and as long as she's able to keep her food down, and clearly we use our best judgment as any parent would. You see your child, you see if they're doing well, they're normal, they're their normal selves, they're running around, kicking, screaming, in playful way, cussing their siblings out. Not, well, they don't cuss, but you know what I mean, right? Now, if you don't see those normal behaviors of your child, then that should be a red flag, right? Clearly, that's not the problem. So I'm like, well, why are we going to send her to the doctor's office to get a medical excuse just to have one day off, so that to justify what they're asking us to do in terms of documentation? I don't know. I think this is a waste of time. Sorry, I got long-winded here. So back off. All right, so hopefully they figure out what's wrong. I hope it's not the major. Maybe it could just be, I don't know, just maybe a sinus infection. If that's the case, then we'll just give her antibiotics, and we make sure this time, since she's at urgent care, to get a medical excuse. Oh my God. And it was a couple weeks ago, but that urgent care really knows us like really well, because our kids are like always sick, sad to say. It's just Wisconsin allergies. And then one of our kids is just completely accident prone. Like, well, a couple weeks ago, we ended up having to pick him up from school because he ran, and he doesn't pay attention. He does not. He ran into another student in gym, busted his lip open, so it was bleeding. So we had to pick him up from school. Yes, he missed time from school too. So we had to get a medical excuse. So make sure, even though they asked us to pick him up, hey, can you take him because he is a busted lip, still had to make sure we get that medical excuse so we can justify the reasoning why we had to pick him up, even though they knew why we had to pick him up. Does that make any sense? Anyways, so that's all healed now. And I made a joke to the doctor once. I was like, you know, do you guys have punch cards? I think we're at our max now where we can get like a free visit. Anyways, so what I wanted to show you, I gotta try this out. So I bought this from Amazon. So hopefully you guys are able to see this right here. So I can never pronounce his name, but then again, you guys know my channel. I can barely pronounce anything. So this is reminding me, I know this is a very good brand, and you can actually purchase this through your HSA card. So, and I think this was like $10 roughly. Anyways, so if you're familiar with Vaseline, you obviously can put it on your skin, especially during the cold winter months. You know, you can like rub it on your skin where it's starting to crack. And I have bought this actually for myself. I'm thinking to buy another one for my son, because he dries up a little bit more than like just normally. And plus he is biracial child, so he is half black and half another race. I don't want to go into details about all of that because that's his privacy. But because of that, I got to make sure to keep his skin a little bit more hydrated comparison to either my daughter or my son. Just because, again, of his skin complexion, which is the same thing with me because I'm always constantly dry. So I always got to make sure I keep myself lathered up. Anyways, where was I going? So I thought this was pretty cool. So basically, it's like, if you guys know this brand, then you know what I'm talking about. This is actually a really good brand. So I just bought it. I've seen the Vaseline one before where you can actually, where it comes in like a tube like this, like a push-up, but so it's immediate relief. It says it's for chapped, chafed skin, skin protectant. But I do like this. It's a little bit more of a thicker consistency versus like the actual Vaseline. But I think this is nice because for anyone, if you're on the go and you don't want to lug around like a Vaseline container, even though they do sell the small ones. But I like this from what I've seen is because it does come in a tube. So you could put this in like a book bag, a gym bag, a purse, or in your car. So if you need to like use it on the go, that's how I see it, as kind of like on the go, then it's perfect. So if you notice, I'm just pushing up the product a little bit right here. I don't know how much is in here. So it says 0.65 ounces and it's 18.4 grams. I'm going to be honest, I don't know exactly all that means, what that all means, but it helps with chafing, dry irritated skin, fire and windproof, cracked heels and feet. That's what it says in the back. But the reason why I have bought it is for a couple different reasons. because it is the winter months, especially if you live in Wisconsin and Minnesota or Illinois. You know, it gets pretty cold, especially in Wisconsin and Minnesota. We get really cold. To the point where my skin dries up really bad around here, like in this area, and it's horrible. And regardless of how much serum or moisturizer that I use, it still manages to get dry. So I bought this in hopes that I can prevent that. So I can just wipe this on my face and then blend it in, or wipe it on my hands because I get little dry spots over here, and just rub it in there. I think this is going to help. At least I hope so. I mean, I have the lotion of this, or like the cream, and it works amazing, especially when we had used it on my daughter when she had diaper rashes. It worked really well. So that's the reason why I got this. Again, it is HSA approved. I'll put this in the description field below so that you don't have to go searching, just in case if you are interested in this. I can put it for you guys so you can find it easier. Anyways, where was I going? I just needed to sit down for a moment, but yeah, it's all blended out. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to sit down, take a moment to, you know, kind of like have a quick chat with you guys and I think my coffee is done because I can smell it. Oh my God, it smells so delicious. All right, so this is just a quick morning vlog. I'm glad that you guys had to sit down with me and listen to me, because sometimes that's all we need, is just to have someone listen to us. So thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to me. I greatly do appreciate it. All right, I will get back to what I need to do for the day. All right, guys. But until then, I will talk to you guys later. Make sure to brush your teeth, wash your culo, and subscribe. I will see you guys later. Take care. Bye now.